This video is sponsored by Bitsy Trunk, unique, stylish, and dazzling.
So I am Sianoki. Well, you can call me Gloria too. I'm a clinical psychologist and a bead maker. I have a 22-year-old boy. Yeah.
22.
I am Sianoki. You can call me Gloria. I'm a clinical psychologist and a bead maker, and I have a 22-month-old boy. I was expecting it. I knew it. Prior to me getting pregnant, or prior to us getting married, I had this ovarian cysts, and I didn't know about it. I think it was around May, and I used to go to the hospital. In and out of the hospital, they told me it was UTI, it was an infection, and also there was this day that they made me run a scan. And then they saw that it was ovarian cyst, but I was in so much pain. It was excruciating, you know. And they admitted me. I think it was on a Saturday, and they admitted me to have a surgery on a Wednesday. But then on Sunday, the pain was unbearable. It was just too much. So there's a doctor who came around, saw the condition I was in, and decided to have an emergency surgery. So they took me to the theater. Everything was done. I thought that, oh yeah, that was the end. I came back. I think it was Sunday. So at dawn, what I saw was that like they were rushing me back to the theater. So apparently my arteries were bleeding, and this came by, and then she saw me. She saw that I was pale, so they were rushing me back to the theater. So a lot of things were happening around me. I could see the doctor talking. A lot of things were happening, but the highlight of it all, even though I was a bit like unconscious, was when he folded his arms and he shook his head, and I was like, that was the end. So I just had to take in a deep breath, and next thing I woke up. I couldn't walk, I couldn't do anything. I was so swollen, you know, and I thought that, okay, that was it, like Wednesday. So for the few days, like the next few days, I tried to take some steps and all. And Wednesday they came back, they did a routine check, and I thought that, oh, this will be it, I'll be going back home, you know. So they opened the wound, and then I realized that the place was swollen, you know. So they explained to me that it was because of the opening and closing. I had developed something called hematoma. So I had to be taken again to the theater to evacuate the fluid. So the Sunday after that, I was taken again to the theater. I was opened up again, and the fluid was evacuated. So again, I was hoping that, oh, the following Wednesday, I'll go home. Now, Wednesday came, they opened up the stent, and it was an open wound. I was shocked, I was surprised to see this sore, like when I looked down. And every day, they'll be cleaning the wound, every day. So, for the next 3 weeks, that's what they were doing. They would close the wound in the morning and in the evening. And at a point, came in, they saw that the wound had developed some sloughs. So usually when you have a wound, it's supposed to be red, okay, and clean. But then, I'm sorry, it had developed this lump. So you have this yellowish stain in the wound. So they had to clean it again. So now the doctors came and they took over the cleaning themselves. So they were cleaning it until the 5th week. And I was taken back again to the theater, and that was it. So this happened around, I think it was May, June. And we were supposed to get married in July then. So this whole lot's going through my mind. But we had to shift our wedding to September. So yeah, when we got married, we were not ready to have babies immediately because we felt that my body had undergone a lot of stress. Even though we spoke to our gynecologist and he said it was okay, we can have babies if you want to. We felt like we needed to give a break. Now, second reason was that my husband and I, we had waited before marriage. So, we wanted to explore and then, clear all the debts. You get this before we invite another person in. So yeah, we're not really ready to have anyone at the moment. So there's this time that usually I have this calendar that I check on. So if I'm not safe, I'll let you know that I'm not safe. So this time that I didn't check and they were into it. So after I went to check and I'm like, high chance of pregnancy. So at that point, I knew that there could be a possibility. And there are lots of things going through my mind again at that point, because I was telling myself that if I don't get pregnant, then it means that, okay, I may not find it easy to get pregnant. So this time I'll not worry, But if I get pregnant, well, that is it. So, the weeks after, I think it's 2 weeks, the following 2 weeks, I was expecting my flu. First day, it didn't come. Second day, it didn't come. Third day, it didn't come. So it was a Sunday, we were going to church, and after church, we decided to pass by the pharmacy and get the kits. I didn't check immediately because I learned that you should do it first thing in the morning. So the following day, first thing in the morning, that's when I checked, and then I saw the 2 lines. And it was just gratitude. I was grateful to God that it happened. In as much as we didn't want it to happen immediately, it happened. So the pregnancy wasn't fun at all. It wasn't. I was throwing up every day from when it started. So even the day of delivery, I threw up. Usually when you watch movies, you see that, somebody has thrown up and it's just 1 or 2 scenes. So you think that, that's it. It was happening every day. And you read around, they tell you that, after the first trimester, you'll be fine. First trimester passed, I was throwing up. Second trimester passed, I was throwing up. And it's not like just one. So anything that goes into me comes out. I became very slim. I wasn't big then. So I had lost weight. I became very pale and I became fairer. I remember I was at work and then my supervisor asked me, Gloria, are you bleaching? So I had to confide in her and let her know that no, I'm pregnant, because I couldn't even smell anything. I wasn't even using pomade because I can't smell pomade. And I couldn't stand the scent of soap. So I was using this soap that didn't have any scent, and I'll bath just once a day. So usually I'll bath in the evening very well. Then in the morning I'll just pour it on myself and then go to work. Another thing was the saliva. See, I could fill 2 bottles of malt a day. And I'm not kidding, And I had a nice way of filling the bottle, the saliva. So it was a bottle, it's dark. And then I put a rubber around it and I pretend as if I'm drinking. So I'm but then inside, so people who see me around think that I'm drinking more. For me, I know that it was saliva. My dad even gave me a nickname. He called me Tonye. So To in Dangme is bottle and then Nye is woman or mother. So Tonye, that's the name my dad gave me. And I remember there was an instance at work that I was a TA, so I had this backpack. I put my laptop in my bag and then I put this Lucozade bottle. That day I used the Lucozade bottle. I put it at the side of my bag. It was filled with saliva. And I had this colleague at work who sees me as a big brother, as a big sister. Anything I have, he can come. Mbeje, should I take this? Should I take this? So I had this Lucozade bottle by me. And then he came out like, Mbeje Lucozade, Nana. Now, my friend who knew that I was pregnant and knew what was inside We now looked at each other and we started laughing. Now, then we were even laughing. He didn't know what was happening, but he said he didn't want to look at it again. So for me, I didn't have any complications in the pregnancy. I didn't have anything, but it was the symptoms that accompanied the pregnancy it was very frustrating. I was really depressed at that time. And you know, TA means that's talking. But fortunately for me, I had level 400s. If you have level 100, you now come, they won't want to come, they are there plenty. But level 400, they had grown wings, they won't come for tutorials. So you go and then they don't really come for tutorials. And I didn't bore. Yeah. It was painful. It was really, really painful. It was at dawn. I woke up around 3 a.m. feeling funny. So I woke my partner up and I told him that I'm feeling funny, I'm not sure. But because the hospital was like proximate, it was like just 5 minutes away from home, we decided to just go and check. As soon as we got downstairs, then my water broke. So we went into the hospital, thought that, oh, like, yeah, water has broken. So then we went there. The nurse examined me, said nothing has happened, like nothing at all. So I was there from like 3 a.m. to about 4 p.m. Then they had to induce. So all that time they had put these monitors on me, checking the heartbeat of the baby and everything. So they had to induce. I wasn't expecting the pain, really, like continuous pain for 7.5 hours. It was painful. And my auntie was there, my husband was there. They allowed both of them in. At a point, my auntie had to leave, but my husband was present throughout. You know, I remember they were telling him to say something. He should say something to me. He was just quiet. So I guess he was confused. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, around 11:30, baby came out, and I was quiet. Like I don't know how I was feeling. Probably very tired. I don't know. But I remember the nurse asking me that, am I not happy? And I said, I'm happy. It's like the way people express their joy and everything. You're just, well, that was my expression. Like, I was just calm about the whole thing. I don't know how to express. I don't know. But the point that I felt, the emotion, was when we had done all the paperwork and then we were going home, when we sat in the car. That was when I felt everything, like I had come here and I'm going home with my baby. Then I started, Jesus, my shepherd, brother, friend, my prophet, priest and king, my Lord, my life, my way, my end, accept the praise I bring. And it was all praises, and my husband joining. So from the car park of the hospital to the car park of our home, it was just praises. So when we got home, my mom had come to help out. And then, you know, whenever you have this baby, they have these first injections that they give the baby. We didn't get it because they said the public health nurses to come on a Tuesday, so we should come back on Tuesday. So they advised us that we shouldn't let anyone touch baby or come close to baby. And also there was this nurse who also gave us this advice that we should clean baby with just warm water and towel until the umbilical cord cuts. That's what she told us. So when we got home, my mom was waiting with open arms, and then I realized that she had got cold. I'm like, Mother, cold. Iqbal Bell. Like, I beg you, don't come close to them. So I didn't make her touch baby because of the cold and because of the injection. And you know, our old folks have their way of doing things, and with this new generation, we also have our way of doing things. I think I'm the leader of the stubborn generation because, you know, they want to use hot water and mold baby's head. I'm like, no, no, don't touch his head. You know, I'm okay with when you massage his body, but don't let that hot water touch his head. So whenever she's bathing, maybe I'll go there. Please, woman, I'll go and test the temperature of the water. Oh God, she had to tolerate me. So yeah, I think those small conflicts in there. She wants to do it this way, and I'm like, no, it's not good for you to do it this way. Like, oh, we did it for you, yeah, fine, yeah, I'm your baby. Now this is my baby. Let me go my way. So those conflicts, but yeah, she was really helpful, really helpful, and I have a very supportive husband as well. So yeah, it sort of made things quite easy. Yeah. That's another one. And even the circumcision. Hey, no, they didn't allow me inside the hospital. Like, they didn't allow me inside the place of circumcision. It was just my husband that went. So and he was crying from the hospital to that. He cried throughout. And yeah, the immunization, you go and they run this temperature all the time, like after the injections. So a while, like he used to cry a lot, but I think we all got used to it. We all got understanding that it's for their own good. So yeah, I read a lot. I read on almost everything that I want to feed baby with. So I started reading. I got information that you are supposed to do it slowly, like bits and bits of it. So the fruit purees, what do you call it? So I did more of it, the fruits and vegetables, you know. So I did a lot of research. Because of that, I even shared some of them on my channel, like, you know, you have baby foods on my channel, because I spent a lot of time researching into them. So yeah, I started with that. He didn't like any cereal. Like Cerelac, he didn't. We got 6 containers, like from the start, you know, that, oh, he didn't even take one. We had to, you know, give the rest out. Anytime the Cerelac goes in, he just comes out. Yeah, so I had to cook all the time for him. Yeah, some of them. Like, you know, again, this generation will be reading. So they'll tell you at this stage, this and this is supposed to happen. And if it is not happening, then you are worried, you know. But he did, like for most of them, he did. He did without any struggle. I think it's the talking bits that delayed. But most of it. When baby was, I think barely 5 months there, I was home taking care of baby, and there was an opportunity for me to get into the job market. The institutions were employing, so we went to look for schools. We went to do the investigation, looked at the environment and everything, took the fees and everything, and then we came home. And I also got a form to apply for a job. When we did all that, I sat down and I did the calculations, and it didn't make financial sense to take up the job, because it means that I'll be paying more than receiving. And also, he was barely 5 months, and that time there were these videos circulating of people maltreating babies and all. So watching all that and taking that into consideration, I said, nah, I wasn't going to take that job up. I'd rather stay home and then take care of him. And I made these beats, so I was earning something from it. So for me, it was like a win-win situation, that I'm home and I'm able to take care of my baby, and I'm also able to earn something online. And what was worrying for me was the fact that, like, I had to practice as a professional, otherwise I'll be rusty, you know. So I used to think about that a lot. But this year I started this channel, you know, where I share short videos on mental health. I volunteered online to see certain cases, so I'm content. Everything, like soaking in everything right from the beginning. it's not been easy. It can be very overwhelming, very, very overwhelming. And sometimes I remember one dawn I woke up, he wanted to eat, and my feet were just wobbly, they were shaking. Like I wanted to cry, but I couldn't cry. You have baby stepping on your face, pulling your hair, pinching you, and everything. But seeing him grow, seeing him every day, and with everything that I had been through, like a lot of my family and close relatives and friends, they thought that I may struggle to have a baby. So seeing him is like, again, gratitude.
This video was brought to you by Bitsy Trunk, unique, stylish, and dazzling.